Hi, so this is a short video on grievances. It'll be short if the postman doesn't arrive and Helen's phone doesn't ring. So,
well, I've not had time to shower today, so the day's not started well.
Lovely.
For you more than me. You have to sit next to me.
And talking of grievances, I might submit one myself.
Over issues.
So the grievance procedure, what should employers consider a grievance? A grievance is basically any complaint made by an employee.
There are two types of grievances, informal and formal. Informal grievances are the ones where an employee might come to you and have a complaint. So they complain about someone. They don't have to put it in writing. They don't have to tell you, I want to put in a formal complaint. They've just complained about someone. It's really important you take this complaint seriously. You ask them to have a meeting with you. You make notes at the meeting. You put objectives in the meeting. You discuss next steps. You make sure that the matter shouldn't go formally. And then you put all of what you've agreed in writing, in an email usually, and ask them to confirm that they're happy with the outcome. But you can't ignore or just disregard a complaint because they haven't specified they want it to be formal. Because the next thing you know, they haven't told you the whole story. It should have been dealt formally and they're going to blame you and you're going to get into loads of trouble.
I think you've kind of covered keep a record there, haven't you, as well?
I don't think I should use the specific term record, but I think people realise when I say put it in writing, they also refers to record keeping. But for the avoidance of doubt,
I think I just
when I say put it in writing, it also means making a record.
I just got distracted by the sun that's shining bright on my forehead. Right, so a formal process. When to deal with a complaint formally. If the informal process doesn't resolve the issue, if the employee has requested for the complaint to be dealt with formally in the first instance, and this is key, if the complaint contains anything that refers to bullying, discrimination, harassment, victimisation, whistleblowing or sexual assault, we would always advise you deal with that formally.
Even if they don't want to?
Yeah, even if they don't want to. And this is a tricky area because this is where people say, oh, well, I really don't want to deal with it like this. I really don't. Now, if they are absolutely adamant, then we would say, send them an email, outline that you've had the conversation, outline that you really want to deal with it as a formal grievance and ask them to confirm that they do not want it dealt with as a formal grievance. But you do have to be really careful on these areas. So it's best to seek advice from people like us.
Me. Right, employees must make clear they'll deal with the grievance fairly and consistently, investigate to get as much information as possible, allow the employee to bring a relevant person to the grievance hearing. This is a statutory right, so you need to write to them first, tell them they have the statutory right to bring a representative with them, work colleague or trade union rep. Depending on the circumstances, they might ask for a family member, but again, seek advice on that because actually they're probably not allowed to. Give everyone a chance to have their say before you make a decision. Adjourn the meeting if you need to have further investigation, and then write to them formally with the outcome of the investigation.
So there might be an overlap with the disciplinary procedure here. So if the employee raises a grievance during a disciplinary process, you can pause the disciplinary procedure and deal with the grievance first. If the disciplinary and grievance cases are related, you can deal with both at the same time. And finally...
Oh, here we go.
Do you want to deal with it?
No, you like this bit.
Keep written records. Oh my gosh, it's really shining on my face, this. So, yes, I do. You have to keep a written record. This includes what the grievance is about, any decisions and actions taken and why, and whether the employee appeals the grievance outcome. So that is dealing with grievances in a nutshell. And we have some very good stories and examples of grievances, but we have to be quiet. One day we're going to write a book.
Yeah.